If your mind feels like a constant stream of thoughts, you're trying to predict, control, and if you don't do things exactly right, you might even jinx the future. It doesn't take scrolling through too many Instagram or TikTok reels to know you're not alone. The constant noise can be exhausting. It leaves you with this background hum of anxiety and feeling you have to perform certain actions or rituals just to keep things from going wrong. So this session is for anyone struggling with these obsessive or compulsive tendencies, those intrusive thoughts that seem to demand your attention 24/7, or the anxiety that comes with worrying if you somehow jinx something because you didn't follow those obsessive thoughts exactly. And so a quick important note is that this video is for general obsessive or compulsive behaviors or tendencies and the anxiety they create. It's not a treatment for diagnosed obsessive-compulsive disorder, OCD. If you have a diagnosis of or think you have OCD, please be certain to check with your healthcare provider to ensure that this method will not directly counter any current regimes or behavioral protocols you're on. They will probably be fine with you using this as a complementary tool, but always work honestly and in tandem with your doctors and therapists for diagnosed conditions. So then, for those of us who are feeling overwhelmed by this mental noise in general, this session is here for you here to help you acknowledge it, process the anxiety, and begin to release the need to predict and control everything all the time. And we're going to find a bit more calm, the knowing that you're safe, even without constantly trying to manage every outcome. You're not going to jinx anything in life. See the description box for a few articles on the research, the science, and how this works to help us rewrite those neural pathways in our brain, those connections, those negative connections that have already been made. We're going to rewrite those into more positive or at least just neutral pathways. For today, rate yourself on a 1 to 10 scale of how intrusive all these thoughts are, and then we'll check back in after tapping to see where that's at. So that's it. Just tap with and repeat after me. Even though my mind is full of intrusive thoughts trying to predict and control everything, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel this anxiety about possibly jinxing things, I deeply and completely love and trust myself. Even though this background noise in my brain feels constant and exhausting, I acknowledge it all and begin bringing myself healing. Even though I feel I have to predict or control everything to be safe, I honor these fears and deeply and completely love and support myself moving forward. These intrusive thoughts, this constant background noise, it's so loud, so constant, so much. I'm in my head always trying to predict everything. Always trying to control it all. Everything, all the time. It's driving me crazy. I have this constant fear, this jittery fear of jinxing things. Always filled with anxiety about the future. Something is going to go wrong. I just know it. It's just nonstop. It's so loud. Please be quiet. It's okay. I'm okay. It's safe to drop all this now. All this need to control everything. The need for everything to be perfect. I release and let it go now. Trauma, fear, anger, pain, whatever is causing this, I drop it here. I gather it all now, and I release and let it go. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm safe to make mistakes. It's safe to not be perfect. Everything will be fine, and I'm okay. I let it go. I'm okay now. I'm allowing myself to release this need to control. I acknowledge I don't have to be perfect to be valid. It's safe to let these thoughts just pass by. Everything doesn't have to be perfect for me to be safe. Everything doesn't have to be perfect for everyone else to be safe. I'm acknowledging the mental exhaustion that this is. These intrusive thoughts, these obsessive thoughts, these compulsive thoughts. I honor whatever you were trying to protect. I do. Thank you. But I've got this now. So I release and let you go. Anything causing this, I release and let it go. I'm choosing to find calm now. I'm allowing myself peace. Whatever this struggle is, whatever drives it, I'm letting it go now. I am open and ready for a quieter mind. I make peace with uncertainty now. I'm okay. It's okay. I'm safe, even without predicting everything. I release completely the need to control everything now. I trust life more and more as it unfolds naturally. I am compassionate with and for my mind. So that's why I find inner calm now. I release all the need for intrusive thoughts. I allow myself freedom from constant control. I am safe in the present moment. I am safe to make mistakes. Others are safe if mistakes are made. I acknowledge more and more that perfection is not part of life. And still, I'm safe. Everyone is safe. I am trusting life more and more each day. I am choosing peace over prediction or perfection. Take a deep breath. See where you are on that 1 to 10 scale now. So managing intrusive thoughts and compulsive tendencies can be challenging. Seriously, an exhausting way to get through every day. But you have the power to find more calm and ease, to bring yourself calm and ease. And you deserve peace from the mental noise. And so it's amazing that you're here creating for yourself. If you find that there are certain things you're obsessed about doing an exact way to the point of not doing it that way makes you anxious or overwhelmed, or you have to go back and do it again, one, I would say that this is very common and to discuss it with your doctor, because depends on where it is, whether or not you actually fall into diagnosed OCD or not. But if you find that this is a recent thing, or it only happens with very few things, a very specific thing, and most other things you're pretty blasé about, then you can begin to work with yourself to specifically not have to do the thing that way. So for instance, long ago I found myself getting antsy when it came to liquids. So if I was pouring or pumping gas, anything to do with liquid, basically it had to be done on a count of 4 or 8, which I always did in my head. You wouldn't have seen it or known it, but I did. And I didn't seem to care if I slowed the pouring, like if I was pouring a pitcher, or if I sped it up. But the cadence in my head always stayed exactly the same. So it had to be done on a 4 or an 8. So say if I was pumping petrol into my car, and then the gas ended, and my head count was on a 3, I would have to start over and do at least 4 pumps. And I came from a family of mechanics. I know you're not supposed to overfill your tank like that, but I couldn't not. And when I caught myself doing it once until the petrol came back out of the car, I realized, no, I need to do something about this. Like I'm allowing this to take control because of whatever other anxiety or control issues, or for me it was like a lack of control of things I could control. I could control this. And so I sat with myself for a while, figured out that that's what it was about, control. And so I was allowing myself to control the pour, but not the count. And in my case, it's like a mini meditation or self-hypnosis, that cadence to the counting. Sitting with it gave me something, sitting and thinking about it, I realized I was giving myself something to zone out on. So I set out on a path of fixing it for myself, because I realized this could become a bigger problem, what I knew about OCD. And it's no longer just liquids that I'm counting, but every process I have to do a certain pattern like this or that. And so I realized, no, I need to get in the way of that. And so sometimes I still find myself counting, but it's rare. I'd say every 6 or 8 months, because I've interrupted the pattern. And since I'm aware of it, I'll sit there and ask myself, what's going on? And I often realize I'm just bored, which is fine. Then I'll let myself do it, or I'll just think about something else that, or I'm overwhelmed. It may be that I want to focus on not working, and that's why I'm taking a break. So my brain is doing anything to stop me from thinking about the email, the piece of code, or the script that I need to write, because I need a mental break. And I'm spinning my wheels of whatever else I'm doing, and that's making me anxious, and so on and so forth. And so that's okay. I let myself do it then, or I turn on YouTube or something else to give myself a mental break. So how did I do it though? The way that I broke the pattern was to tell myself, you can still go to 4 and 8, but only to the safest one. So meaning I couldn't let the pitcher overflow, or I couldn't let the car overflow like it did again. So if I realized I was getting to the end, then I could slow my counting, or I could speed up my counting or slow down the pouring, but I knew I couldn't go back and do it again. And it took a few times of kind of antsiness, but over time I realized that just adjusting the pouring or adjusting the counting, and I realized I just stopped doing it as much because then I was focused on, why am I counting? What am I really feeling? Well, this is annoying me that I can't do it my way. I want to count it this way kind of thing. It was also a bit of a control thing, right? So yeah, it definitely did cause a bit of antsiness. I wish I'd had tapping at that time. But then over time, I did it so much less and less that then it just stopped being a thing, because what's really happening inside my body or brain, who really hurt my feelings, what really ticked me off, what is really going on. And so, yeah, I mean, look, still sometimes I have to force myself to walk away from things like the books not being perfectly lined up, which I have noticed throughout this entire video, or spend a little bit too much time arranging my spices by height. And so it's still sometimes asking myself, what do you think is going to happen if and when that worst case scenario or jinxing idea comes up? And then follow that down the rabbit hole with why. Why would you think that is going to happen? Or what do you think would happen if you didn't do this or did do that? And seeing what emotions or memories come up, and then using tapping on those memories and emotions, not necessarily whatever the thing is, or even the jinxing thing. If I don't do this, then my mom might get in a car accident or something like that. It's more realizing that when I think all those things through, it's anxiety or sadness or it's fear, and going and tapping on that particular anxiety also, that worry, and really kind of, bringing that anxiety, that compulsion down, because I'm willing to sit and look at it and go, what is this really about? And not settling with myself because it just has to be this way. Everything, the books must be lined up directly. They must be in color-coded order. They must be. No, but what's that about? And even if I can't, there's not a memory or exact words that I can put to it, then it's a feeling. And if you can get that feeling going, is it, you might bring up an emotion chart and look at and see, is it anger? Is it fear? Is it sadness? Is it loneliness? What is it that's driving that? So yeah, that's, like I said, this is not diagnosed OCD. This was me realizing I have a problem and something else is going on, and I wanted to get to the root of it, because surely it could not be that my spices were not in alphabetical order by height and color-coded top. And come on, so yeah, I mean, look, I still like certain things a certain way. Like my closet, I pretty much do in a color-coordinated pattern, but that's just because it's easier for me. Some people are perfectly fine. I say it in my mind, look, some people spend 10 minutes looking for that shirt. I spend 10 minutes putting my laundry away in a specific way. That's not a major, because I don't lose it if I'm running late. I just have to shove everything over and put the hangers in. I know that without thinking about it, I'll be talking to my best friend, and the next time I'm in my closet, I'll just naturally put it back where it goes. It didn't stop me from going out, doing what I needed to do, any of that. And so yeah, when I realized those kind of things were happening, or it was interrupting, I had to work 10-hour days because I felt bad. I felt like I was cheating my company, because I knew 2 hours of the day at some point, even if it was 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here, I was spinning out about this or that having to be perfect. It didn't need to be perfect. It could have gone in that way. It could, it's, some of it is, yeah. So anyway, yeah. I hope this helped, and this was a request, so I do hope that helped you. And if there's something specific that does, maybe if you think about those kind of things and it does come up specific for you, then maybe let me know what other emotion or memory or belief is causing that, and we can try and do a video on that. And in the meantime, do this once or twice a day till that, those feelings are at a zero, hopefully. And it can, take a bit of time, as tapping rewires those brain cells, but it's worth the time. So yeah, definitely click like and subscribe to get notified of my new videos as they come out. And yeah, if you happen to be part of a group or a chat group that has anything to do with intrusive thoughts, obsessive compulsive behaviors, that kind of thing, feel free to drop this in there. That would be a great way to hopefully get more people to the channel. And any like or comment does, of course, keep me in the algorithm and put me in front of people who are searching for the same content. So I would be grateful for that. Take care of yourself, and good for you for being here and working on this and trying to bring yourself some zen and quiet and, peace and comfort in your own mind, and knowing that you don't have to be perfect. You're not jinxing anything. That's not how that works. So take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Later.